It was one of those cold April mornings, when the rain is just beating down on the window and the light is shining in, dust all throughout the office. I was sitting there by myself, smoking a cigarette, when this dame, she just walks in. She just walks in, her and her 9-foot-tall Sasquatch lover. But my dog was writing its name in gravy on the ground. Me, I was thinking about oranges.
Gotta follow the trail. I was about 7 beers deep at this point, so I don't really remember what I was doing.
Yeah, what are we doing? Hold on, wait, what? Anyway,
It's
welcome to the
Rough Cuts.
podcast.
Welcome.
Fuck.
Dogs, they're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
Hey, they're the dog people, aren't they?
Classified experiment.
AE-74 was genetically engineered for the military.
Unleashes a reign of terror.
Partner in their line of pieces. Let me tell you what the hell's going on here.
A brilliant geneticist
Whose idea was that?
Mine.
and a lone detective
Never seen a man kill like that.
become the #1 targets of a government conspiracy.
Orders are to terminate the project. Just tell me what the hell's going on here.
I tell you, I will be putting you in danger.
To erase anyone who has come in contact with the outsider. Watchers Reborn. Now, in a race against time.
He is psychically linked to the outliner.
Get out of here. Move!
They must outrun the fence.
Tell me, could you describe this thing if you had to?
It's a killing machine of immeasurable strength.
You ready, buddy? We will.
Mark Hamill stars in Watchers Reborn.
Hi everybody, this is Rough Cuts, our podcast about good boys and bad movies, where we watch a bad dog movie and then immediately talk about it afterwards. This is Boykes, my co-host, and I'm Ilian, and we watched The Watchers. It's us. We're the ones that do the watching of The Watchers. Again.
It's true.
Again.
So we watched Watchers originally, the 1988 Corey Haim and Michael Ironside classic.
Yes.
About a genetically engineered Sasquatch animal man-beast that is
Yes.
psychically linked to a dog.
That's, yep.
And it kills people that see the dog.
Brought to you by Dean Koontz, right?
I
I think it was Dean Koontz.
Yeah.
It's one of the. I hate to be this reductive, but I mean, look, let's be honest. It was one of the discount Stephen King.
Basically.
One of those novelists. I'm pretty sure Dean Koontz.
So this is Watchers Reborn, the
Yes.
fourth movie of the Watchers series. We're
Produced-
skipping 2 and 3.
Produced by Roger Corman.
And this is technically a sequel, I was reading, about, or for Watchers. So this is not a reimagining. This is a sequel to Watchers somehow.
No.
Even though it has the same intro.
No.
And the
no,
same
it's
ending.
not. No, this is a reboot. It's a reboot.
Like, that's why they call it Reborn. For some reason,
Yeah.
they're calling it a sequel
No.
online. And I'm like, that can't be right.
It's not a sequel. It's not a sequel. We've seen Watchers. It's the same story. It's
the
a
same
reboot.
movie.
It's a reboot.
Yeah. But it stars Mark Hamill
Yeah, as Corey Haim.
from Wing Commander 4, as we all know.
Oh, yeah. Mark Hamill from Wing Commander. What he's known for.
Lisa Wilcox, who is from Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5.
She likes her fours.
And then Kane Hodder as a random guest appearance, I guess?
Yes. For those that don't know who Kane Hodder is, he's one of the main Jason Voorhees actors. So it's like one of his only appearances without makeup.
I think he shot this one shortly after Friday the 13th Part 7, I want to say.
Yeah, something
Somewhere
like that.
around there.
Yeah.
And then it also stars R&B legend Lou Rawls.
And R&B legend Lou Rawls as Lou, the
Lou
coroner.
the coroner,
Yeah.
for some reason.
Well, how did you think they got all that smooth opening noir music?
I wonder if he did do the noir jazz. Maybe.
Probably. I don't.
Maybe,
I mean,
but I
maybe.
doubt it.
We'll have to find out. We'll have to look that up. That's something for later. That's just going to be a special treat just for us to know. We don't
Yeah.
know. We're not going to do any research for you people listening. Ugh.
The idea of making multiple movies about a psychically linked dog to a Bigfoot monster is so ridiculous.
I mean,
They tried to milk this with 4 of them.
Yeah,
But if you're going to give it to anybody, Mark Hamill at least has a chance, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Mark Hamill is unironically a bright spot in this. So here was the funniest thing. I kind of want to talk about how much this is different and how much is the same from the first Watchers that we saw. Watchers 1 with Corey Haim had a problem where it was a kind of fun B movie, from what I remember. Like, it had a lot of problems, but, like, there's a few good moments. And the good moments in that movie are Michael Ironside.
It's mostly Michael Ironside just doing Michael Ironside shit.
Just doing Michael Ironside shit, and I goddamn love him for it. He's a perfect villain. He's so over the top and awesome, and every scene with him in it was great in that last one. And also in that last one, he ended up being the ultimate villain because he kills the outsider and he's like, I'm also a genetically engineered government freak. And just like goes off on them, which is amazing. God, it's so
they
good.
also had another experiment. It was me. Motherfucker.
I'm the other one.
Okay, man.
I mean, if you told me that they genetically engineered Michael Ironside in the lab, I'd believe you.
Yeah, okay,
But this one has... It's also a kind of fun B movie with a lot of problems. Like, I enjoyed parts of this, but also, oh my god, it's terrible. And it's a full flip. The villain is nothing. The villains are bland as shit, boring, uninteresting garbage. And Mark Hamill is fucking treasure.
Mark Hamill's like 7 beers in on every scene.
Every scene.
Literally.
See, this is the thing. Okay, we're figuring it out. There's Michael Ironside and Mark Hamill. All you need to do is just feed your actors enough beer before a take, and then you're good.
It makes me wonder what... God, the Mark Hamill, Michael Ironside version of this movie would be so good.
Yes, exactly.
That's the problem.
That's what you needed.
But so they tried to reiterate some stuff that didn't happen in the first movie. And for instance, Corey Haim just kept calling the dog Furface.
Yeah.
But in this movie, they made it very, very clear the dog was named Einstein and was smart and was talking in a way and understanding. So they tried to push the dog angle a lot more. But they also pushed the gore angle more to try and sell it.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, this one is very much like the other one is they made it for kids, right? Like they changed it into a teen movie and kind of like...
It's like a standard teen horror, I'd say.
Yeah, like, but it's definitely aimed younger than this. This is aimed like full R, real hard R, in fact.
Yeah,
because
I'd agree with that.
Fuck, like I have a note. 8 minutes in, I might put it, or 11 minutes in, I actually had a reaction because I'd kind of looked away for a second, and then when I looked back, the outsider was just pulling eyes out of a guy in real slow, like just hold on it gore. 11 minutes in, like it just fucking goes for the gore right away. Like they're doing the whole like reaching into people's bellies and pulling out like ropes of intestines.
They had fun with the gore. I feel like they kind of blew their load too early.
They did. Yeah, definitely. Because
they have all the gore at the beginning, and then there's a big stretch in the middle of nothing, and then they just randomly introduce new characters in the middle just to kill them.
Yes.
Like, oh fuck, we need to do something.
Gotta put a little more gore in this. Jesus Christ, what are we even doing? And then they have like a big gore fest right at the end, where they have like rib cages and everything, but it has a long time. Like, the best gore, for sure, was that early spot. Because it takes a lot, generally, to get me. But just, maybe it was because I was half looking away. But
Mhm.
that one I went, whoa! It got me for half a second. I was like, oh, Jesus, is he just pulling out, like, eyeballs real
I'm curious
slow?
who did the special effects for this movie, because it was good.
It was pretty, yeah. Well, okay.
For what it is.
It was,
Like,
the
I mean,
outsider
there were a
looks
lot of...
terrible.
The costume doesn't look good,
The
but
costume's
it's not...
terrible.
It's not as bad as, like, Little Bigfoot. You
Oh,
know?
no. It's not that bad. And I mean, the gore effects are very good. And they do have... It's a Roger Corman movie. So they blow up cars. They blow up warehouses. They blow up everything.
It's a spectacle,
they just
for
blow
sure.
things up.
Yeah.
They like to blow things up. It's generally decently cast. It's generally got some good... It's got some really good gore. There's some decent effects.
The structure of the film, I think, is the biggest problem.
Yeah, it
feels almost too
plot
fast
is-
at times,
Mhm.
and it also like retreads ground that has already happened in the film at times, just to kind of like spread it
Yes.
out more. It feels like
Well, we need to get into that because that's the very beginning of it.
that's the whole beginning. Yeah, so like the beginning of the movie starts with the outsider causing havoc in a lab
Mm-hmm.
and just killing people left and right,
And then
as-
escaping.
escaping, and then our dog also escaping at the same time by crawling through a vent, Die Hard style.
Yes, yeah. And like
Very
all
funny.
these scientists going like, "Oh my god, run away!" before they get murdered by big nasty monster dude.
And then like 30 minutes later,
Till his
the
doctor
the main like scientist lady who was shown in that scene at the beginning is talking to some NSA guys, and then she's like, "Oh, you know, it happened like this," and then it flashes back to what should have been the beginning of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and to her like starting the experiment with the thing, and then it escaping. So it's like the beginning of the film scene
Yeah,
for some reason.
they just do
like-
it again.
I'm super confused why they did that at all.
It feels like a real fill for time kind of thing. It's awkward because the first intro that happens before the credits kind of thing of the lab escape, it's bad because it's so unclear what's happening. Like it's just so out of nowhere. Like you're in media res, you just come in with like lab blowing up, this thing escaping.
Mhm.
You're kind of like, it's a little jarring. And then when they go back, they add all this context and they do, and it's like, this would have been a great time for that to have been the introduction. They didn't need to do that stuff before the credits.
I'm almost positive this is an editing decision.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they were just going to start the movie with Mark Hamill in the car bickering with his man-wife.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they're like, this is too boring.
Yeah, I guess that's gotta be it. They just didn't trust their audience.
So they edited the first part, or like the last part of that's flashback scene
The escape sequence.
into the beginning, because that's the
Mhm.
exciting part. And then they're like, fuck, let's cut to the movie. Cut the movie.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess. It
It feels like that. But anyway, so that happens, and then it cuts to some security guard at the zoo
Mm-hmm.
who happens upon the cool dog. And then that is when the outsider rips his face off and his eyes out that you were so squeamish about. And rightfully so, because it was gross.
Yeah, I'm like, normally I'm not very squeamish, but it's just, that one got me. It was real, a fair bit.
So it's then Mark and his hetero life mate are in a car together.
It's
Just
fucking
bickering.
cop wife.
His cop wife.
They do the very staid cop tropes. Like all of the cop tropes are here, all of them. Like my partner, the whole thing. Like it's all that. So Mark is a cop. He's a detective.
Yep. But so he's investigating the crime scene of the zoo. And it turns out the outsider also killed a bunch of animals in the zoo for some reason.
Yeah, I killed a
So
chimp.
they're like,
yeah.
then and all the cages are broken and everything's like ripped to shreds. It's like, well, it couldn't be a man and it couldn't be a bear. It must be some sort of man bear.
It must be. It's gotta be a genetic freak.
Maybe it was a Chewbacca. You get it, Mark Hamill? Do you get it?
Like they didn't
fuck
quite
off.
go that far.
They could have.
They could have.
It would have worked. But anyway, he's like, but I don't investigate animals. I'm a fucking detective. I look at people.
And they go, okay, well, look at this, and then pull away a
he's
blanket.
like,
on
oh, that's
the dude
fucking
without any
gross.
eyes. Yeah, and he's like, oh shit, Jesus Christ, because yeah, it's they really
Yep.
go for it.
And then he happens upon the dog,
Einstein, who just wanders out of the woods. He's like, "Hello, human. I'm your dog now. Take me."
Mm-hmm.
And
Mark Hamill's like, "Fuck this dog. I'm leaving it."
Yeah. He's like, "I'm gonna leave that dog. I don't."
But his wife tells him, "No, you have to take that dog in." That's the thing. Yeah, cop wife says you've got.
But Mark won't keep the dog, so his partner,
his cop wife, yeah.
His cop wife takes the dog home.
That's what they do. The chief is, when you become a cop, the chief assigns you a wife. I don't know why you don't know
that
this
makes
works.
sense. That makes sense. Yeah. You know, I'm happy for them. Though.
Yeah,
You know,
he goes,
good for them.
I join you here today with your new partner.
So then it cuts from that to the NSA, like we said, interviewing.
Yes.
Grace, I think is her name.
Grace is her name.
Grace. And they're like, okay, tell us everything that happened in the intro. So then she's like, yeah, don't worry. Look, it was real simple. All we were doing was genetically altering this dog and this man beast to be psychically linked together to kill, but they weren't killing good enough, so I had to like dig around in his brain and like shock therapy him.
And make him really, really, really ugly so that he could terrify enemy soldiers when they saw him. So at first he was a little too cute and fuzzy when he was ripping people to pieces. So we uglied him up, but that made him kind of pissed. So we had to go into his brain and remove tumors that were making him schizophrenic. But when we removed the schizophrenic brain tumor, this is all explicitly stated. When we removed the schizophrenic brain tumors, it reset his brain, so he lost all of his memories. So now he's only flashing back, but he's only flashing back to the bad parts where I shocked him and not the good parts where I loved him like his mother. See, because I'm his mother. Oh, also, I call him the Outsider, not the like code name that you all have, just so you know.
They came up with a code name. He's like, no, I call him the Outsider. That's just the name I gave him. It's a nickname. We say it around the office.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Why are you calling this genetic experiment the Outsider? Like, what? Is she a good person? No,
she is a monster. Holy shit. I mean, like, her whole thing is that she's working for the government to design a genetic killing machine, and she's doing things like making it uglier on purpose to torture it into killing better. So, like, I mean, and that's fine for a character. That's fine for a character, except for what it does with her character throughout the movie, because, oh my god. We'll get to that.
So the partner takes Einstein home, and Einstein warns him that danger's on the way by ripping up a cool picture of a seal from a magazine, and the word danger's written on it.
Yes.
So then...
Because he's a smart dog.
The cop partner is like, who's coming into my house? You breaking into my house? I'm a cop, you idiot. And then the Outsider's just like, yeah, what of it, motherfucker? Just like rips his face off and kills him immediately. So the dog runs away.
Yes.
Into the backseat of Mark Hamill's moving vehicle somehow.
Somehow, because Mark Hamill shows up at the crime scene and he's all weepy because his cop wife is dead, just like his real wife.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, he's got a dead wife and kid.
Oh, his wife's also dead.
Also, it's a dog movie, single parent.
Flashbacks to his wife and son, maybe?
Son? It seems son.
Burning to death in a house, and he couldn't get to them.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. This doesn't actually lead to anything later on. It's just...
Not... Well, they try to,
It happens again later, but it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't mean anything, and it's in the worst way. So it ties in with her character. You can see where this is going. But he's all weepy over his dead partner, and in comes NSA guys and go, "You're off the case. We're feds." And then they have...
You're LA cop, I'm a federal agent. You get the picture, motherfucker.
So then Mark punches him, and then the guy punches him back, and they have their whole thing, and
then they kiss.
Then they kiss and make up, and then Mark goes home to take care of this new dog that happened to be in the backseat of his car, because he has to take a break from being a cop.
Yep. He's like, oh, I thought the horrible man beast that murdered my cop wife also killed you. Good dog.
Good dog. Who's a good boy. I'm going to take you to my house. Hey, would you like to go to war?
And die?
Yeah, so, like, as he has the dog, he's investigating, like, a deep gash in the dog's neck. And then he's like, I should call that vet I saw at the zoo, I guess, to help me because it's midnight and I'm a cop and she's asleep.
Okay, so wait. So we didn't explain this, and the movie doesn't either. But we just need to explain it to the audience because the vet zoo lady that we didn't mention, who just happened to be at the crime scene for the zoo. It took me so long to be like, it can't be the same woman, can it? I mean, like, it seems like the same actress, but it can't be. It doesn't make sense. They never explain it, but she is Grace.
She's the horrible murder scientist.
The murder scientist was on scene for the cops when at the zoo because
you could maybe piece together that it's because she was following the outsider and they think the outsider caused the murder.
But she didn't explain that to any of the NSA guys.
Why would she be there?
Like,
at all?
No, it doesn't connect because she doesn't tell the NSA guys about it, and they don't talk to her about it, and like, it's like she's two different characters for a while. It's super fucking weird.
But as he's calling her, the dog is trying to warn him
don't call her.
Yeah. And then there's all these little back and forth moments. This is a great scene.
It's a
Mark
really
just
good scene.
Talking to the dog, and Mark is fucking hammered.
Oh yeah, yeah. Good old Mark Shakespeare Hamill.
His words, wandering around and falling over drunk.
He's got like all these beer cans on the floor.
And this dog's talking to him by answering yes/no questions with 1 or 2 barks. And he's like, "Oh my god, that dog can learn. That dog knows English." He lays out some old fried chicken from his fridge. His fridge, which is Ziplocked fried chicken that he got from KFC that's been sitting in there for a week. And 29 Budweisers. Maybe Bud Light.
It looks like Bud Light.
And he's just like hammering down beers and eating this cold chicken.
Yes.
And he leaves some gravy for the dog to dip its chicken in because the dog's smart and understands sauces.
Yes. We get fake dog paw.
But instead we get fake dog paw, the dog drawing the name Einstein on some newspaper.
In gravy.
And then Mark Hamill's like, "Oh my god, I'm fucking losing it."
Holy shit, I'm losing my fucking mind.
And you were fucking dying.
I was dying. This whole scene.
I thought you fell out of your...
I almost did. I almost did.
Yes.
Oh, this rules.
What? Huh? Paint me like one of your French girls.
This is really awkward with Mark's heavy breathing over it.
What is happening?
Mark Hamill is a goddamn treat in this. Like, he just goes for it. He does an amazing job of selling this character losing his goddamn mind over this. Which, to be fair, like, honestly, I'm kind of glad that a movie captures, like, how deranged you would be watching a dog do this shit. As, like, you had somebody that was close to you die that day, and then this dog starts talking to you, and he's just like, "Fuck it, I don't know, I'm just gonna drink beer and lose my shit." And he drinks beer and loses his shit, and I kind of love it. It's kind of great. Like, that wouldn't send you spiraling.
Yeah. After Einstein writes his name in gravy, this is a real scene.
It's got such incredible energy.
Science lady shows up and starts doing veterinarian stuff to the dog. And then the whole time Mark is drunk as fuck next to her. He's like, "Hey, you know this dog knows English?"
Yeah, he's fucking wasted.
"Dude, watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna lay some paper out. Write your name in gravy, man."
And it totally does the "hello my baby, hello my sunshine, hello my..."
No,
like, won't do anything in front of her.
Because Einstein knows that she's the evil scientist lady. And so, but he's trying to, like, hide that he's the smart dog to her or something, and instead he, like, pisses on the newspaper and, like, just doesn't answer questions and stuff. It's a little trying to be sneaky, but, like, she obviously knows it's that dog. And Mark is just laying it on thick that this dog is smart.
Oh, yeah. Mark's having such a hard time with this.
So then he kicks her out
Yeah.
after the dog's warnings, and he starts realizing, like, he's trying to be like, hey,
Something's
get this
weird.
fucking lady out of here.
Yeah, he slams the door in her face, tells her to leave.
And as she's driving off, she gets attacked by the outsider.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually like the scene where the monster's like on the roof of the car.
Oh, it's funny as shit.
As the car's driving around, like smashing through the windows on the side. That's actually really fun. But then Mark keeps trying to like, oh, I need to get up and help her, and the dog's like, no, let her die.
No. This is better. Don't worry. She's a monster.
So
She's so evil.
She's a monster. But Mark gets his gun, and he does the thing any drunk cop should do: not shoot the dog somehow.
Get a gun and get his car keys.
Get into the car to drive, and then Einstein's like, you're not driving drunk, buddy.
Yeah. Whoa. Excuse me. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
So Mark goes out on foot, just shooting his gun into the neighborhood like a drunk cop.
Yeah, he likes the dog sits in front of the car and won't let him drive away.
So then Einstein goes back in the house and calls 911 with fake dog paw.
Yo, there's a cop that's running around the neighborhood firing a gun randomly at houses. Like, there's people here, man.
It's really funny because the operator on the other end's like, hello, what's your emergency? I'm a
I am
dog.
dog.
I
I'm dog.
Hello, how can I help you? Be dog.
I'm dog, please.
God damn it.
But she
Anyways.
crashes her car, and as he comes over and like the outsider has her trapped, and he shoots at the outsider, and then the outsider starts charging him. So she was in the car, like pinned to the side, like screaming and crying and like trying to crab walk away from it. He goes, hey, get away from her, shoots twice. It turns to him, walks 2 steps towards him, and then suddenly she's outside of the car, stony faced with a gun, shooting the outsider in the back. And it's just like, it has all the energy of that what you say, like hard cutting from people with guns to guns. It's so weird. Like, she basically teleports out of the car. Like,
and
she
then
had to go so fast.
The dog shows up with a gun. He's like, hey, stop that shit. But yeah, anyway, so the cops show up that were called by the dog.
Yeah, and she says that you need to cover for her as the cops are showing up.
Somehow this scares the outsider away. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's able to tear through 100 cops later, so I don't know why.
I don't know why this scared it away, but so Mark covers for Grace.
Yeah, she goes, quick, cover me. He goes, yeah, all right, I'm only 7 beers in. It's my sweet spot. Don't worry, I got
pretty
this.
Drunk. I don't think he's caring at this point. Like,
he's drunk, holding a gun in front of a crashed car with no ID or anything on. And he goes, don't worry, I'm a detective. Go down the street, guys. It's cool. I promise. It's all good. They go, what happened? He's like, there was a perp. Go get him. He went that way. That's his covering. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, and then she's like, no, that was good that you let the cops, like, off to you led them somewhere else. That was good. Now help me burn my car so I can bury the evidence I was ever here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Why not?
I'm drunk. Who cares?
And then he immediately adds to the evidence at the crime scene by firing his gun into the car, which is like, I said to you at the time, it was funny that they actually brought that back in a way, because like, okay, firing your gun at the car is just going to leave evidence that you were there, because they're going to be able to recover the fucking bullets.
Yeah.
And they later do and match that he was there, which is fucking hilarious to me. Because, like, yeah, of course, you idiot. But he shoots the gas tank and then blows the car up because, sure, that'll help, I guess.
So at this point, they escape together. And you're like, okay, where is this movie going to go from here? And
yeah, we've got
the correct answer. The correct answer is it cuts to the outsider sitting in a room crying with his teddy bear. And flashing back to the fact that the dog got pets, but he got shocked with a taser, and this sucks. I want pets too.
I want pets. What the fuck?
So then he starts wandering around the streets of LA until he finds a strip club, which he wants to eat out of the trash of. And inside the strip club is just a couple that are talking about how shit their day was.
Yes.
Does this
owning this bar?
You might be asking, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? That's
well,
a good
you
question.
see, the outsider is here to declare war on anyone selling drugs in the community.
Yeah, because that's accurate. That is accurate. Because, so they're arguing inside this bar, and then a random gang guy walks in. He's like,
Hey, I'm a fucking mobster. I'm here to tell you that my boys are gonna show up next week, and you better treat them real well at your strip club.
They're gonna start
And
dealing the drugs.
They're
in your
gonna
street
start
club,
dealing
okay?
drugs in your street club. And then the guy's like, you're not gonna deal drugs in my place. I'm gonna call the cops on you, motherfucker.
The smartest thing that you can say to a man holding a gun to your face.
Oh yeah, you'd like to do that? Well, I can't. I might as well just kill you now. Who fucking cares? I'm a mob guy.
So then, like, the fucking outsider just slams the door open.
He's like, you selling drugs in my community?
Who's selling drugs in the community here? Runs over and rips the mobster to pieces. And then leaves the couple
other
alone.
two. But the whole point of the fucking Watcher is that it kills anybody that sees or knows about him.
Yeah, because the whole thing is that, so it rips out eyes, and they don't get into it too much in this, but I think that what they're going for is because he's made so ugly, that he hates people seeing him like that.
Hates people seeing him, maybe. Yeah.
And so he rips their eyes out afterwards. I think that's what they were going for.
And then he also rips out the eyes of anybody that saw the dog.
Yes. Yeah, because they're psychically linked, so he feels the same. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
It's weird, but like, so he only kills the mobster pushing the drugs.
Yes.
Leaves the other two. He's like,
I've done my part for the community.
I'm cleaning up LA, baby. Just it goes into this whole other movie for like, what, 8-10 minutes?
8,
Like, this
10
is a fair
minutes?
bit because,
they cut back to it later.
yeah, well, because they go back to it almost immediately because the NSA guys show up and start interviewing the couple and going like, was there a genetically engineered Sasquatch killing machine in your bar? Well, yes, officer. It's weird that you'd mention that. Oh, dang, that's too bad. Could you identify the weird Sasquatch killing machine? I mean, it was a weird Sasquatch killing machine, so I'm pretty sure I'd know if I saw it again. Well, guess I'm gonna have to shoot you. So they fucking shoot the... Guess it's a bad day for you. So they end up killing the couple anyway. So what was the fucking point of this whole side thing?
The point was that the outsider doesn't want you selling drugs. That was the point. But I
Drugs
don't
are
know-
bad, adults watching this extreme gore fest of a movie.
I don't know why they put that in there, but it's very funny. So then it cuts from that to Mark Hamill and Grace escaping to a cabin in the woods, because it's free to shoot in the woods. Like every... This
Yo.
also happens in Watchers, the first movie, where Corey Haim goes to a cabin in the woods
Yeah.
to try and hide away from, you know, the people looking for his cool dog. It's the
Mhm.
same thing. So they escape to a cabin in the woods, and Grace is like, hey, you gotta get over this, you're a good guy, and all this shit. And he's like, hey, fuck you, I don't need a lesson on compassion from somebody who fucking genetically alters an animal to kill.
Right? I mean, it's like
Basically.
you... She literally works in a secret government lab to torture genetic monstrosities into killing machines for the, like, military. To assassinate people, I'm
Like,
guessing?
he is fucking disgusted by her.
So anyways, do you want to fuck?
So anyways, they fuck. Not a hate fuck.
What?
Either.
What? Okay, so normally in these movies, I'm just realizing a thing. Normally, it's a child that gets a dog, and then they get a new mom. And in this one, I mean, because they're like, you know, they're single parent. This one is a single parent, and then man-child gets a dog, and then a new mommy.
Yep, new
He's
mommy.
just a
yeah.
man-child. He's just both.
So dumb.
So it sucks so much. Like,
then it cuts from there.
they
back to the
rehabilitate
NSA
her,
guys, though.
but like without rehabilitating her at all.
She's just a good guy now.
She's just a good guy. She's like, you know what? Fuck those NSA guys. I should have never spent my whole life genetically engineering and torturing and killing machines for them. I'm changing my life.
I don't
What?
even think she feels bad about it. to
No,
be
she
honest.
doesn't.
She doesn't. She just feels bad that people are dying for
Yeah.
her killing machine monster.
And does she even feel that bad about that? She doesn't really say anything about it.
she doesn't warn anybody.
No.
The literal next scene is them going to the store
Mhm.
to go buy groceries, and so that the dog can get a cool sandwich.
Yes.
And Kane Hodder's there petting that dog, and she doesn't say a fucking thing to him.
And to explain for everybody, reminder that she knows that anybody that looks at or touches this dog is marked for death by the outsider. Because it's psychically connected and will go there to get revenge, stop it from seeing the dog. I don't know. It's got some fucking weird thing.
It's got some weird thing, but she just doesn't warn the guy. She doesn't do anything.
She doesn't stop them from taking the dog in, knowing that this is going to happen.
She is super okay with that guy dying.
She's like, I'll just go into a gas station and kill everybody in there when our dog sees them.
Yeah, I guess. So the NSA investigates Murphy's house, and the guy just walks up to the screw. He's like, there was definitely a dog here.
Yeah, they're just holding like a big thing of fur, like, there's a dog, I see there was a dog.
So then they start.
It's got
they get a
amazing
call
one-liners.
from the what is it, the 911 operator, to talk about the call that the dog made, which recorded them saying, "Hey, we're going to the mountains." So then the NSA guy's like, "Okay, they're going to the mountains. I need you to find an address in the mountains that they would go to."
And then you just hear a bunch of crashing in the background, like they're trashing the place.
One address? There's one house in the whole fucking mountain range? What are you talking about?
I think that they're hoping they'll find information on it in their house, which I guess they do because they just show up there, so sure,
they
whatever.
They just show up at some point, and it's like, okay, I guess, whatever.
And when they show up, it's pretty amazing.
Really bad. It falls apart really bad near the end here, though. Like, I don't know what they were doing.
Oh, this ending is a disaster start to finish because it's Mark Hamill going, we're going to go hunting. And the dog goes, ruff, ruff. No. And he goes, why not? And they go, it's like, I want to go and shoot it. And it's like, no. Oh, is the outsider close? And the dog's like, yup. And then all of a sudden you hear gunfire and there's like 30 guys in the woods that just happened to be on this property because I guess that they were about to raid Mark Hamill, maybe. And they're just having this huge firefight with the outsider all of a sudden, just right next to Mark Hamill when he was like, let's go hunt for it. Nope, never mind. It's just a firefight right here, right now. And there's this huge spectacle firefight of the outsider just shredding all these NSA guys to pieces.
There's like hands and arms flying everywhere. Yeah, it's very goofy.
Every time that it touches somebody, it's basically Fallout 3 with like the extra gore turned on, where like when you touch somebody, they just explode into like rib cages and arms and dismembered heads and stuff. It's fucking goofy as hell.
There was some toy when I was a kid where it had like Velcro arms and legs that you could rip off and like put on different parts of the body. It's like that. They're just like Velcro ripping off the arm and leg, and it's weird as hell.
It's very funny.
But the outsider thankfully got his 17 bars of Hershey's chocolate and was also there, so that's why they were firing at him, because he had a sugar high.
Oh yeah. First he had to go and kill Kane Hodder by throwing Hershey's chocolate on the counter and then shredding the guy. I love that he did a prank before he kills him.
He's like, I want these 17 bars of chocolate.
And also your life.
And also your life. Oh, I'm still gonna eat the chocolate though.
Well, I'm gonna also put the chocolate on the counter because I'm not a monster. Like, what the fuck?
What an asshole.
It was very much that had to be a product placement, right? Like
that
Roger Corman.
Also, we spent that whole scene bitching about how the cops parked because they just like stole the parking lot of this grocery store.
Oh yeah, he parked across like 6 spaces. It's incredible.
And in front of the door, and like, and this guy that runs the shop is like, I don't know what these fucking assholes are. Cops, mob, I don't fucking. They're just assholes. They park like fucking pricks. Anyway, so they're all getting destroyed by the outsider. Outsider knocks Mark Hamill out. And
no, a cop marks him out, doesn't he? Oh no! I think you're right. No, you're right. Yeah,
it throws him. But he's not hurt. He just gets knocked out.
Fine. Yeah, Mark Hamill spends most of this movie getting the shit kicked out of him by somebody.
Yeah.
Whether it's other cops or the outsider or whatever. Basically, anytime a firefight happens, he immediately gets disarmed and then beat to fuck.
And the main villain cop, the NSA guy, I guess the federal agent,
he shoots a tracker on the outsider, which they were going to use to track the dog because the dog's really fast, like a dog.
Yeah, the dog's like lightning. Yeah,
Like
God.
it runs very fast, like a dog.
Like a dog.
Fucking idiots.
Fucking God, what a scene.
And then he passes out. So then Grace like starts driving off, but her tire got knocked out. It got shot. That's what happened.
Yeah,
Her
the
tire got
bad
shot.
guy, the bad cop shoots the tire as they're driving away to stop them from getting
So then
away.
as the outsider knocks her over and is about to kill her, she's like, "Bad dog,
Bad outsider.
dog. You're a bad outsider. Bad."
Bad.
Stop it.
And it starts flashbacking to her electric shocking him, which makes him love her because he realizes that she actually really just liked him. She
Yeah,
was trying to raise him right as a genetic killing machine.
Yeah, she actually cares.
I'm not kidding. That's literally the flashback. I fucking hate this.
So then he turns into King Kong.
Yeah, and he
For some
rescues
reason?
her, and she becomes his mom.
Yes. So
Like that is the
outsider.
scene, yes.
So the outsider takes Grace over his shoulder and starts running down the street with her,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a guy pissing on the side of the road with his orange truck.
Yes.
So then the outsider's like, the perfect escape vehicle, and just crawls into the back of his produce truck. I guess. With his hostage. And then Einstein tries to stop the driver, but the driver drives off with the outsider and Grace in his back of his truck. And then Grace wakes up on the floor, covered in oranges.
Yep.
And she's like, "Oh my god, where am I? Why am I in an orange truck?" Then she looks out at the road, she looks at the outsider, she looks at the orange. Oh, should I roll out? No, that would be stupid. I'm just gonna roll oranges out of the back of this truck to leave an orange trail.
Yeah. It's so dumb because, like, it's extra stupid in that she's throwing like 4 oranges out at a time. She is not going to leave much of a trail at that pace. Like, this
No.
is this truck going like 1 kilometer? Well, mile. Okay, here, I'll do it for Americans. 1 mile or something? Like, is it... She doesn't have enough oranges to leave a trail. It's so fucking dumb. This whole thing, start to finish, is just wild.
It's
Mark,
implied
in
they
the
went from like
meantime-
the mountains back to downtown or something too. So it's
Right?
like it's really far.
You'd think.
But
But
yeah,
Mark
so
wakes up
Mark-
and he has to
Mark
like
wakes up.
he looks at his car and he goes, "Well, that pile of shit's fucking wrecked. Oh god, I better have a couple beers and then get another car."
He's got to have more beers. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Man, I'm having real trouble. This is a rare like 8 beer day from 7 beer Mark Hamill. And it's a real bad time to wake up. So he starts going to try and find her, and he gets Einstein with him, and they pull over this guy, and he goes, "I'm a cop, I'm taking your car, put me in the back." And he goes into the back of this dude's car, just random guy on the road, and starts
He's like, just
telling him
drive.
where to drive. Yeah, just go find this orange truck, I guess.
Well,
And the guy's-
he just tells him to drive randomly.
Sure.
And the guy's like, "Okay, sure." And then as they're driving, he keeps driving over oranges. And
Yes.
Mark looks out the side of the car. He's like, "Oh my god, stop!
Wait.
I need
It's
to
an-
look at that."
And the,
What?
It's
And
such
he just picks up an orange. He's like, "This means something."
Yes. This means a thing. Holding an orange, and the dude behind him is just like, he's got the most dad energy kind of thing. Of he's just like sitting there with his hands in his pockets and a windbreaker, and he goes, "Okay." Like, yeah, all right, man.
What is this? It's an orange, you fucking idiot. How drunk are you?
Get in the car. We're driving more. Okay.
means something, I'm telling you.
This dude has the best energy because he pulls a gun on the guy and tells him that he has to drive, and he goes, "All right."
Yeah, whatever. I got nothing to do tonight.
And then they find a stop that like cops are stopping cars at, and he goes, "Oh, I guess this has something to do with you, huh?" Which is wild because at this point, Mark Hamill had identified himself as a detective, and the guy thinks that he's a detective. So, like, wait, why would a roadblock be about Mark? And then Mark goes, hey, just so you know, I got a gun to your back. I'm hiding under here in a blanket. And pulls a blanket over himself in the back seat like that's gonna fucking fool the cops. And the guy's just like, what? Okay, sure, whatever. I guess I'm doing this now. So he's got it covered for Mark Hamill.
This dude's a trooper. Really. So, like, the cops investigating the car is like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm just driving aimlessly down the road.
Haha. Like,
Hey,
you
what's
do
that
it,
in the
like,
back
1 in the
seat?
morning.
Why do you have a blanket that's vaguely human-sized in the back seat of your car? Oh, that? It's just my pile of oranges I keep on my back seat under a blanket. Here, you want one?
Here, do you want one of my blanket oranges? And just, like, gives him an orange. And he goes, nah, you just keep driving. And then Mark Hamill, when they leave, gets out of the blanket and goes, you know what? I should shoot you for that. What? What? For
then he
covering
keeps-
for you?
He keeps driving and following the oranges and eventually gets to the truck that was parked. Because the outsider killed the guy that was in the truck so that he could get into this warehouse that he was parking at anyways. The NSA guy shows up again.
Because he's got the tracker, yeah.
Tracking the outsider. And he's like, he has his gun gangsta style.
Yes.
Aimed at them sideways.
Well, because Mark Hamill first comes in and finds her and the outsider and goes to shoot the outsider. And she goes, no. He's good baby now. And he goes, oh, he good baby? And she goes, yeah, he good baby. And he goes, oh, okay.
Okay, he's a good boy.
Oh, he a good boy. And she goes,
Oh.
yeah, he doesn't want to hurt dog. Dog is good, baby good. And he goes, oh, okay, I get that. And then they all hug and they're like, oh, I'm going to be new mommy and this will be our weird genetically tortured child that I shock collared so that he could kill better. And our dog.
I guess.
Hey, new family. And then NSA guy shows up with a gun.
Because he shows up gangsta style.
Gangsta style, especially.
Threatening them.
Yeah.
And then he makes Mark throw his gun at him.
Mm-hmm.
So now he has a gangsta style with another gun.
With a regular style, yes.
And then he has them like knock over a barrel of gasoline or something. Because he's going to burn them to death.
Well, he doesn't know what it is. He just tells him, put that barrel over. Pour that stuff out.
It's implied that it's flammable so they can do another explosion.
I know, but how would
whatever,
any of them know? We talked about
don't.
this the whole time that we were like, wait, how would he know that that's flammable? It's just in a blue barrel. You said, oh, he's going to light this water on fire? Like, it was pretty obviously water. And it looks like a water barrel. Like, it even looks like a water barrel. It's incredible.
But that would be very funny if he tried to light. He's like, oh, fuck.
Oh,
water.
shit.
Like, that would be the good scene.
That would be the very funny moment, yeah.
And then the outsider gets him. But instead, so as he's trying to burn them to death, the outsider attacks him. And then they both get burned to death and killed in the fire.
First, he just shoots the outsider, and the outsider just looks like he dies.
Oh, yeah, because he unloaded like 20 bullets into him.
Which is funny as hell, because earlier, you remember, there were like 30 guys with automatic weapons, like rifles, just firing round after round after round into this outsider, and he was just shredding them. And now, this one dude just goes pop, pop with a handgun, and he goes, oh, you got me, I'm dead, and falls over. And you're like, well, what?
Whatever.
What?
But yeah, so the outsider, in theory, sacrifices himself for his new mommy.
Yes, because he wakes up and grabs the guy from behind once the fire's set.
And then as they're all walking away into the sunset, the movie's like, the outsider evolved to be nice, which makes him a good boy. And that's the end of the film. We'll see you later next time. Bye, folks.
See you later, everybody. Also, Mark Hamill had flashbacks to the fire and rescued his new mommy.
Whatever.
He rescued new mommy. Now, this time, he actually managed to do it. So he got over his problem of not rescuing people in fires.
What was the message? That it's okay to genetically alter, mess with the brain, and like fuck with animals if you call them a good boy later? Like,
sometimes you have to do a little war crime. Just because. If the government asks you really nicely to genetically torture and modify some animal to make it a perfect killing machine, you gotta say
I should
yes.
also point out that them using schizophrenia is a way
Yeah,
to
it
say, like, this
sucks.
is a killer fucking blows.
Yes, it's terrible. Yeah.
But it's a 90s thing or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I get it. But anyway, that's the film. Whatever.
That's the movie. Let's rate the dogs.
Einstein.
Oh,
Golden
one thing that we
Retriever.
didn't mention, I don't think, by the way, I kept on. We did our intro with noir music. I don't think we actually mentioned that is the credit intro music out of nowhere. Like, they have, like, this noir theme to the music throughout this entire movie that does not match
Yeah.
the energy of it at all.
They wanted this to be much more of a detective movie, like a buddy cop detective thing, and it just wasn't.
No,
at
it's not
all.
detective at all.
Noir
There's-
detective stuff. Like, there's no investigation.
But they constantly had like that smooth, dark
Yeah.
jazz over everything. They wanted to be sitting and looking out a like New York City apartment with like a cigarette and a whiskey, but instead it's him in an LA like shack, like this house, this one like floor bungalow, drinking a Bud Light on the porch, and that's a very different vibe.
It's a different vibe, yeah.
It's not a noir vibe.
So Einstein, the golden retriever.
Mm-hmm.
Einstein's a good boy. Can write his name in gravy.
Yep.
Call 911 when there's an emergency.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also definitely killed that guy at the grocery store.
Absolutely marked him for death.
But it was so he could get a good pet. And you know what?
That's
I agree.
yeah.
That's a fair trade, I think. I think Einstein's a good boy.
I think that Einstein does not want to go to war and die, and I'm
That's
good
true.
for that.
Me too. You know, I
know,
feel like I can relate to that dog.
he's
a
a
lot.
very relatable character.
Yeah. Like a 13 out of a 10 dog, if I was going to
Absolutely.
give a score,
Yeah.
yeah. The other dog, I guess, would be the outsider, since they're psychically linked.
Yes. Yeah.
And
no,
the outsider
obviously.
also just wants a good pet.
He's got the brain of a dog, at least.
Yeah, I would definitely rate the outsider as, you pushing drugs in my community? Out of 10. Like, hell no, brother. I'm killing you.
You ain't pushing no drugs in my community. God.
What a fucking weird movie.
He doesn't need a lesson in compassion out of 10 from I mean, he doesn't need a lesson in compassion from his mommy because she can't give one.
No,
and I
she
don't
can't.
know. The movie even points out, like, Mark Hamill yells that at her, and it still doesn't get that she's the villain, and he just walks off into the sunset with her.
Because
you also can support us on our Patreon. Smooth sequitur.
like, you could support us like an outsider getting pet for being a good boy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the same for
Well,
us.
We'll give you a teddy. Wait, is Boyk? Are you offering to be the mommy, Boyks? Is that?
No, I
No.
refuse to do crime to humanity and animals. As the mommy
Anyway,
is
you
known
can
to
support
do.
us on our Patreon. Help us buy these movies so we can watch them. Boyks does a lot of work to get these together and find them. Like, you've often been ripping them from VHS and stuff that you buy on eBay and all kinds of things like that.
Yeah.
So if you want to help support the work that we do, it does mean a lot. You can always email us, roughcutscast@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Blue Sky and get updates and like extra GIFs and things like that we can post from the movies, where we're Rough Cuts there. RUFF Cuts, which you probably know if you found us, but
I want to say this movie is also lost media, in that it was a
Yeah.
straight to DVD or straight to VHS release, and I don't think it has come out on anything except for like compilations of the Watchers films, because it also didn't get theatrical release.
yeah,
So-
it's not a...
This is one of those that I don't think is even on streaming.
No, it's hard to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Boyks puts in a lot of effort. I always think back to the you having to buy
Fucking
a
Cerberus. I hate that movie.
Chinese knockoff DVD
That was
player
not worth
with
it.
fake HDMI ports because it would strip away probably some copy protection on a legitimate disc that you had of like TV movie Cerberus. So not worth the effort because that movie was
Not
fucking
worth it.
trash. But yes, we appreciate you helping us out with all that. It does mean a lot. We put a fair bit of work into all of this.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I got something prepared for you, by the way. Here's some newspaper and a mug of gravy.
There was definitely a dog here.